Hello, welcome to a Sunday stream. I'm watching my broadcast meter here in the bottom of my OBS because it had a lot of trouble syncing up today. I was getting like a lot of drop frames at the beginning, right at the beginning as I run my intro. I believe when I watch the VODs, the intro is going to be real scuffed. It's fine from my side, but it's showing 2,700 drop frames and during the intro and a lot of red bars there where I normally see green bars on my OBS. So I don't know what's going on, whether that was my upstream having issues or just some random Twitch ingest issues. Don't know. Don't care, but I'm just checking there to make sure it's all green. We got 4 green bars. That means we should be broadcasting pretty solid right now, which is the important thing. I want to offer everyone a toast. This is a toast to, I shouldn't spill it on my microphone. A toast to today's first Diet Coke of the day. It always makes you burp a little bit. It's in a good way, though. Be like, yeah. Oh, fresh out of the can. Freshly poured Diet Coke on ice in a glass. Okay? This is the way we roll around here. The other thing I wanted to talk about today before we get into the show is that there is a beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. Beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. All right, get it. I've had enough of that. Also, my favorite Talking Heads shirt today. We got the Himalayan salt lamp. We got the Love Lego, the Robert Indiana statue. I got everything turned on. I was playing in my studio earlier today to make sure all my synthesizers and stuff are working. Everything's working. I don't know what I should do though, like a musical project back there or something like that. I don't know. Meanwhile, let's see. We're gonna fly around a bit. We're gonna talk about things. We're gonna play some big brain games. We're gonna play Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm gonna pretend I'm a pilot. We're gonna play some big brain games. I guess not in that order. And then we'll play the big brain games. And then there'll be a short break. Then I'm gonna whip out Ken's Piano Lounge. It's a piano which is sitting over there and a stand. I whip them out. I set the stand up right here. I plug everything in. I turn everything on. I plug everything. I change. Put my headphones on. It's a whole operation. But that's during the break. We are gonna have a solid hour of me playing the piano as if you were sitting in a piano bar somewhere and somebody was playing live music for you. That's the goal, and it's usually pretty close. We usually try to get pretty close to that. Let's see, where are we here? That's a good place to be there. We'll be getting in. Just give us a second. I got my Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 all booted up and ready to go. But we've got lots of stuff to talk about today. So we're going to be at least we're going to be nerding out on the following subjects, as I said earlier on my tweet. If you read my tweets, and if you don't, go to Twitter X, and just sign up for do a follow on Kinch9er9er9er. It's not that hard to remember, I would think. And then you'll get an occasional tweet that says I'm going live. Of course, you probably know I'm going live. And plus, if you're a follower here on Twitch, or YouTube, jeez. All right, so we're going to talk about the Magni Gyro. I've talked about it a lot. I fly it a lot, but there's always something new. I think this is probably, there's something new to talk about. So we're going to go over this flying system in detail. It's nerdy detail. We'll be flying from my home airport, and we'll be talking about earthquakes because I just had a really serious earthquake happen at 10:03, about an hour and 30 minutes ago. Exactly an hour and 30 minutes ago. We had a pretty amazing earthquake go on right here in this house, and I'll tell you what I mean. What I mean by that, we'll get into that shortly after we fly around a bit. So, yeah, there'll be a couple of flights today. I have a couple of things in mind. Of course, I don't like to plan the flights out too much in advance. Sometimes a few minutes before the show, I'm like, maybe we'll do that. But sometimes there's some things that I guess I just want to get to. So first, I really want to talk about the Magni Gyro and fly it because there's something new I discovered, and I want to share it with you. It's not new. It's been there probably a while, but I don't think it was there since the very beginning. And it was relating to the rotor pre-spin feature. I was always like, well, they should have the UI visible in there, and they do. It's just I hadn't noticed it till now. I was working on fixing my control scheme because I was noticing last time I flew the Magni Gyro that I was having trouble operating the throttle, which is a problem. And, it was repeatable. It was sticky sort of. So I went into my control settings this morning. I was able to fix the issue. So the Magni is now working exactly like I want it to work. So that's the other reason I want to fly it. Second flight, though, I'm going to show you this. It's going to be in a plane we have not flown before, or not in this. Let me just show you the plane list. Not yet though. So the Magni gyro we're going to fly. It's the Vulcan bomber. I think they just said it's been updated, brand new. So this is basically the newest plane in my fleet. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. It's the Just Flight Avro Vulcan B Mark II Olympus 2000 series, Olympus 200 series. And that's new. We're going to try to cold start it. I don't know if I know how to cold start it, but that's the challenge. That's the fun challenge. I mean, I think I did float once before in 2020, but I'm sure I've never flown it in 2024. So it's been a while, and it's a big hulking bomber. But anyway, before we get to that, we're going to fly the Magni, and we're going to fly at my home airport, because that's how we can talk a little bit about earthquakes. All right, but what are we going to fly in? So not the yellow. Quasar blue is always good. Metallic red's good. We flew Safari the other day. Let's see. Orange is one of my favorite colors. We'll do light red though. It's sort of orangey. It's got a nice glow to it. I think. I don't know if we've flown this color. There's quite a few colors in this plane. This the gyro. We're gonna cold start it. We're gonna talk about all sorts of nerdy stuff. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna do lots of cool stuff. But today is a great day in the Bay Area. Today we're just gonna start in our home field, which is right here in Livermore, California. So if you look at where we are on this map, and then look right in the center. You don't see my mouse, but imagine I'm moving my mouse right in the center. That's the epicenter of the earthquake that happened today. We're gonna fly right over it, right over. There's a curved street. There's couple curved streets, the middle curved street there. All right, I'll fly over it, and I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna go. We'll talk about earthquakes. I'm gonna show you some stuff. But meanwhile, we're gonna cold start here at Livermore. Cold start super easy and fun. There's a bunch of places to park. Let's park like at a high number parking. I usually always park at a low number parking spot. Park there, start flight. Hopefully it gives us the correct view to the right airport. It's loading things. I should preload. I should set the Magni gyro for preload. Now that we have Sim Update 3, for planes that you really fly a lot, I think it'll save time during this step to preload it. We'll see. But my internet is pretty fast, so it doesn't. I don't think it's going to save that much time. Hold on one second here. Almost ready to get started. Before we get started, I'm also just going to talk about gyrocopters. I do it a lot, but it's just something I like to nerd out about. What is it? Because a lot of people don't even know what a gyrocopter is. Are they real? Are they fake? They're real. This is a real thing. You can buy these. I believe they're made in France or Switzerland, somewhere in Europe. Magni Corporation. And they make a variety of configurations, including a tandem, a side-by-side, and a single cockpit. It's powered, you can see it was the M24 Orion. It's basically their newest model. There's my name on the back. It's kind of cool. And you can see it's powered by a Rotax 4-cylinder horizontally posed engine there. It's really well detailed there. It's a water-cooled engine, which is why there's a radiator and an oil cooler there, oil radiator below it. Lots of great details. You can see the air intake on this side and the exhaust on that side. And if you look a little better, you can't really take off this panel here, but you can see there's a Rotax in there. The thing that I want to point out when we're talking about the engine, I got to get to the side to get a good view here, is if you look above the engine, basically the engine is a direct drive to that 4-blade propeller. But there's that idler wheel on just above the propeller, and then centered above the propeller is a I don't know, okay, that's a power wheel. It's a drive wheel that kind of goes back in towards the front of the plane. Okay, so what happens is when you squeeze a control inside the engine's running and you squeeze a control, and we're going to show you because this is the first time I've ever seen this in the game before. It moves that idler wheel a little bit, and that puts pressure on that belt, and that causes power to be moved to that thing, and that causes power to go through a little drive mechanism there to go through this cable, kind of, I guess it's whatever it is. At the very top is what they call a Bendix gear. I'm not sure what that is. That right there. And then there's a gear on the rotor. Normally the rotor is not powered during flight. It's powered by the air going through it. and by aerodynamics. But during this startup phase, you squeeze the thing, and the engines actually causes it to spin. That's a real thing. I didn't even know about this feature. I was flying without this, in deep bliss. I didn't think it was, and then Hobie Gal told me, and I was like, "Is that real? It really has a power feature." And then I went on the internet, I looked on YouTube, and they talked about in detail how the engine is designed to allow you to siphon power off it and pre-rotate the rotor while you're sitting on the ground. It's not really used for flight, although it could be, and we'll talk about that in a second. All right, let's get in the cockpit here. Here's our training pilot. You can kind of see it's pretty small. It's made of the typical high density foam. Really, it's not carbon fiber. It's even lighter and stronger in some ways than carbon fiber for parts of the cockpit. But then there's a frame below it that holds everything. Anyway, the point is pretty simple cockpit, but you got your Rotax engine. We're gonna get things started up. Pretty simple matter of turning on the battery. 2 fuel valves and 2 fuel pumps because there's a double, there's don't need those yet. Push this button here, starts right up. Make sure we got our rotor brake on, we got our parking brake on. Those are both on, very good. Oops, we want to have this down here. There we go, a little less throttle. That's working nice and smooth. Here we are. Okay, power is coming up to, oh yeah, we want to turn our transponder on to on. That's good. So we can call up 211 grand. We're gonna go check out. We're gonna go east. Normally we go west and check out San Francisco. Today we're gonna go east and check out that amazing, that huge wind farm that's just to the east of us with 5,000 wind turbines.
Niner with Mike. Request taxi for takeoff. East departure.
But in general, we're also going to show how that feature works. Okay, so I wanted to show you before we go too far here, what am I talking about with the physical description of how that turns on? So while we're sitting here, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to turn off the rotor brake. Notice that the engine is spinning, but the rotor is not. It's not doing anything, and you wouldn't expect it to. It's not powered normally because I'm not squeezing the control. Okay, now if I show you what the control looks like, I want to go move around the cockpit a little bit because you can't really see it from there. But from here you can see it. It's that grip thing there. It's called a pre-rotator. So this is called the... Yes, sorry. That's the pre-rotator right there. And if I adjust my cowl flap control, or it's mapped to cowl flap control, but I basically have a button. I can, let's see, I think I have to do it like that, right? There, I do 1, 2, 3 positions, actually a little 4th position, and that's off. So when it's on, I can squeeze it a little bit, and it starts speeding up the rotors a little bit, or I can squeeze it harder, like that, and it speeds the rotors up pretty fast. Now we're going to turn this off, and I'm going to put the rotor brake back on. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, so now we're ready. Now I'm going to turn my parking brake off. Rotor brake is on. Parking brake is off. There's off. Give a little power to the rear there, and now we can move off and taxi. A little taxi. Now the fact that we're taking off, we're going to be traveling that direction, but we're taking off heading this direction to the west is just because of wind. It has nothing to do with the fact that we want to go off the east. But this plane needs practically no. I mean, it is the shortest of short takeoff. It's not a helicopter like where you can just hover, because again, while you can effectively power up the rotor, you don't get nearly enough power to actually lift you off. But you do get enough power to, you'll see. It's just a really unusual plane. We do not need anywhere near the whole runway. It's quite a long runway. This is my home runway. This is my home area. This is basically, I don't give away my specific address, but I think people know I live in this town, or near this town. This is Dublin, California. This is Livermore, California. Excuse me. Oriel near the town. So you can see there's a little bit of wind today, heading to the east. So we're going to take off to the west. Okay, head wind from the west. Okay, tune the tower. Request takeoff clearance.
Livermore Tower, KNSH Niner. Ready for east departure at runway 25 right.
What it looks like from here. Okay, we're ready for east.
On final. Departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 right.
Altimeter is 3010. Should we adjust our altimeter? 3010, perfect. here. We're going to get onto the runway. We're going to make a little prep here. Come on to the runway. Acknowledge takeoff clearance.
Clear for takeoff.
More power there.
5 right. KSH 9er, 9er, 9er.
Okay, we're going to stop here. Put the parking brake on. All right, here's the procedure when doing the what we call the pre-rotate. So we're going to stop. We got the parking brake on. We're going to give some gas to the engine here, but not enough to force our, about to there. That's actually plenty. We're going to turn the rotor brake off, and I'm going to use my squeeze control here, and that's going to start this spinning up. Now, I'm watching that LCD counter there, 3744. When it gets to 200, we can start going forward, and then I'll effectively start unsqueezing it. You can see the whole cockpit kind of shaking. Okay, there we go. So, parking brake off, more power, and then I'm going to unsqueeze it. But basically, we're off the ground already. It takes that long to get going. Boom. I mean, basically, you're there. All right, but we're going to head out to the wind turbines. They're not very far. Okay, and I want to make sure that I have that rotor turned off. So it should be 0. So if I go here, pre-rotator handle should be 0. Perfect. So this means there's all the power is going to the engine, the propeller in the back, and none to the rotation of the rotors. So you might ask, well, why are they still spinning? Don't they slow to a stop? And that's because the aerodynamics of them, they are has effectively air is going through them and causing them to want to spin, because they're leaned a little bit backwards naturally. I can change the leaning of them, how they're leaning, using those those rod controller system. Those rods are hooked up to this stick here. The stick, not that, So that's how you control it. Anyway, we're gonna head up 580 here. I like to establish a little negative trim, about -4%. That gives us a nice even there's that there. So the main freeway heads out here. Eventually it kind of goes over these hills, and then you're in the Central Valley. You go north to Sacramento, you go south to LA. Well, it's a long way. We're not going to do that. But I want to show you, I want to fly around the wind turbine area. See how it's looking today? It's a gorgeous day. Now it's cloudier. It's kind of cloudier. You can't see. You see how those clouds over there? It's kind of cool and cloudy on the bay side this time of year, but it can be real sunny this time, where we are. Same weather as you're going to get in Sacramento, too, even though Sacramento's kind of far away. Wait, am I not acknowledging things? What did you indicate?
Livermore Tower, KNSH 9er.
Oh, east departure. Yeah. I'm going east. Okay. We're following the road. Okay. Are you all right with that? So we took off from there. Again, in that distance, if you go like 30 miles, you're going to hit... it's about 20 miles to Oakland, 30 miles to San Francisco or so. Not too far, but we've done it a million times, so I'm going to do it this way. Oh, right. I was going to talk about the earthquake. So, hold on a second here. So there was an earthquake. Shoot. It's like I can't talk about it now. I just wanted to talk about this because, let's see, where is this? Which one is this one here? Okay, so if I go here, click on latest here. This is the USGS report. This is USGS website. Latest earthquakes. USGS magnitude 2.5 earthquake. So it indicates 5 miles north of Pleasanton, California. This dot here, we took off from this airport here, Livermore Municipal. And we're right here basically. The earthquake was here. I live right around here. Okay, that blue dot is where the earthquake was. It was sharp. It was really sharp because it was 14 kilometers down, but it's only about 2 kilometers away from where I am. So in other words, I was right on top of this earthquake. I've been on a lot of earthquakes in California. This is the sharpest one I've ever been on. It was a real jolt. And then just a little bit of aftershock. So it only says a 3.2, which is a pretty small earthquake. But man, the feeling of that earthquake was kind of scary. We live in earthquake country here in California, but I didn't realize that they're quite that close, where I'm literally on top of an earthquake when it happens. And a bigger earthquake, you could be quite a ways away from, and you feel a lot of rumbling, a lot of motion. This was kind of a smaller earthquake, but I was right on top of it. Like, because I turned on the news immediately. I'm like, I bet there's going to be news stories about the big earthquake somewhere in the Bay Area, and there wasn't. So I'm like, well, what's going on? So I went to the, is this all Livermore Lab thing? I'm not sure what's around here. And there wasn't, so I went to USGS, and it's like, yeah, there's an earthquake right under you, like 2 minutes ago, because, I mean, I went right away. I was like, yeah, I felt that one. The cat came out, and the cat was like, hey, what the heck? Cat was not super happy. I was like, nothing I can do about it, it's an earthquake. But after about 15 seconds of nothing happening, the cat was like, all right, I'm back to being a cat. I don't care. This is a kind of fun little area. It kind of starts snaking up and getting kind of steep. Meanwhile, it's a 5-lane freeway where people are driving like 85 miles an hour. Super fun. I like it. There's an express lanes too, so yay. But you might be, well, where are the wind turbines? I don't see no dang wind turbines. Oh, dang all wind turbines. You see there's some dang all wind turbines right up there, but that's nothing. This is just kind of the outskirts of where the wind turbines are. They're kind of... Okay, thank you for approving my frequency change. Oops. Oops, which button I want to press? This one here? Yeah, acknowledge frequency change. What's the frequency, Kenneth? We're just going to go up the road here. But it's a little, it's up that way, kind of. But we'll fly around a bit. Whoop, oh, power lines, power lines. In the game, you can't really run into power lines. All right, so let's see. Do I have this thing working here? Right, that's 0. Pre-rotator handle, 0. But my thinking on the pre-rotator handle and why it's there, right on your grip that you can squeeze, is that sometimes when you're landing, you may start losing too much RPM in your rotors because you're not going fast enough forward. This forward movement effectively translates into rotational movement of the rotors. Lots of cool details down here. Shopping malls. But it's quite dry, you can see. It's not naturally a very wet part of California, that's for sure. But, you know, they found water somewhere. I think we have water somewhere in the hills. But, yeah, no, the simulator is working pretty well today. That's always good. Getting good frame rates. I think I should turn my options up a little bit, actually. Because I don't really need frame rates over 60. You know, might look good for me, but it doesn't do anything for you guys. Anyway, it's up that way. You can you see some turbines on the horizon in that direction. But it's not, they stack these things really close to each other. They're so close to each other that they can't, if they turned, the blades would interfere with each other, but they don't turn enough to do that. They only turn a little bit of ways. They only need to turn a bit. But that's pretty wild. Why is my ball being featured? Am I doing anything good? I haven't gotten a win over there. I'm playing marbles. I'm a little addicted to it. What's this over here? Is there actually a, wow. Yeah, there actually is like a big cross in the ground here. Jesus saves. Well, good to know, I guess. Good to know. I guess that's probably there. It's probably on private land, you know what I mean? Private land. But yeah, this is pretty steep. And then coming down the other way, you know, they're waiting for you it's a speed trap. They're waiting for you at the bottom of the hill because, you know, you're going, if there's no traffic, you're doing like 110. Yeah, as you can imagine, I drive this whole section a lot. Every time I go to TwitchCon, this is the starting route. You know, I leave home, I head out on this road, I go over here, I like the wind turbines. It's probably early, it's usually early in the morning, and for that reason the traffic isn't too terrible. But then I hit the interchange, that kind of interchange up there, and I go south, not to Los Angeles, and not north to San Francisco. I'm still in a marbles BR. Well, not in the top 10. No, I just died. Lots of, oh, you're like, oh, lots of wind turbines out here. No, we're not at the actual center, you know, part of the high density. It's kind of on the, yeah, we'll get there. I think it's over here at this point, that up there. But we're gonna head north. I just kind of want to go over here. We'll see these wind turbines here. They're doing their thing. They're turbining. They're turbining. There's probably, okay, but that's radio towers there, cell towers. You need that for the people on the freeway. They need their cell. All right, so we're gonna head up to where the actual high density of them is. It's up further north, so we're gonna head up north. You're gonna see up in the distance. You're gonna be like, oh my, that's a lot of wind turbines. They're down here, kind of, right? I think they're planning on putting more in these hills too. But they're down there. So I mean they're all around. But yeah, we're gonna find where there's like 5,000 of them at some point. But I think these are future homes of wind turbines, right? Not actual people living here. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Alright, they're kind of up here, actually. Let's go up this way. It's just a real interesting, kind of undulating land out here. I think these are wind turbines, and they're missing. Well, we'll go up here. I know there's a lot of wind turbines up this direction there. Maybe they're just pads that they haven't put a wind turbine on yet. They just make the pads in advance. I don't know. I thought there was a million of them out here, but it's up ahead. Where you can see a bunch of the distance. That's, I think, where the higher density ones are. We'll find out. I have flown around here one time before, but I don't remember the exact layout of the land. You can see there's a lot over here. I think that's kind of this is kind of the epicenter of the 5,000 wind turbines section. This looks like some kind of quarry, kind of mine or something. No wonders. Having a good time flying around. That's what it looks like from here. It's a very stable. I'm not worried about hitting the ground. It's not gonna. You know, you can fly nice and low at a decent speed. You'll be fine. You can really see the those rotors. What's our speed? You gotta keep an eye on rotor speed. 390. That's good. 400 is good. 500 is too fast. 200 is too slow. There's definitely a range. We got lots of wind, but yeah, there's a place where they're even more high density than even the highest density you're seeing here. I think it's up ahead. All right, let's try not to run into any of these, though. I mean, you could run into a wind turbine. I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm just saying it's a very maneuverable plane, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not that concerned. Wind to making electricity, I guess. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just swinging in the wind and nobody really knows where electricity comes from. Think about that for a second. All right, cheers. We brought a cooler full of Diet Coke in the plane, in the gyro. Somewhere in there. Doesn't have a lot of cargo space, that's for sure. I mean, you wouldn't want to fly it for a long period of time. It's also, you know, it's an ultralight. It doesn't have an autopilot. You got to fly it. So yeah, you can see some of these areas here. One of these areas here is where the really, actually it might be even up there. They really jam them in. But they're all over. I mean, there's 5,000, but it's over a pretty large area. But yeah, there's places where they're like packed in, even more dense than that. Let's see if we can find some of them. But yeah, lots of wind turbines. All doing their wind turbine thing. I did not win that one. We got number 2. I always get number 2 in yours. Why so? Let's go this way. So as we head out further east again, this is effectively the Central Valley, California here. But yeah, you can see these are just placed in rows. Ow, we almost got bashed there. We're fine. Ow, it's a little bit probably too close. We're fine. But it goes down a long ways in that direction too, I think. It's pretty, it looks kind of scary from there, but from here, very, very easy flying. Very beautiful. Love to fly the Magni Gyro. And again, very realistically and nicely modeled in the game. If you know what you're doing, it can be one of the most maneuverable flyers, because you can kind of use the rotor and then kind of come up sharp and then use your tail to make a really sharp turn. So for example, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So you bring the rotor way up like that, and then you use your tail to make a sharp turn like that, okay? And then you can make like these really sharp turns. It would be hard to do this in a that quickly in a fixed wing plane. A helicopter you could, but a helicopter is a real different beast. But there's things you can do in a helicopter because it's got a power rotor. You can hover in a helicopter. Can't really hover here. All right, well, I'm having a good time flying around, but I've got a whole nother plane I want to fly. It was recently updated in from 2020 to 2024. It's the Vulcan bomber, the Avro Vulcan bomber. It's a British large. It's a big thing. It's not at all going to be like this, that's for sure. But I don't mind. I mean, I'm hoping to find something a little different. What's this over here? Can we fly over here and land somewhere? What does it say over there? Mountain House. Is that a place or an airport? I mean, it's a place. It's kind of a... it's a suburb of the Bay Area, but it's too far out to really commute to San Francisco. But you could commute to Livermore or Pleasanton, which I know some people who do. Because I work in Pleasanton, so they commute over the road, over these mountains. And that's a tough one every day. But real estate out here is much cheaper. You're going to get a lot more for your money, a lot more than the actual Bay Area. So it's Mountain House is kind of a western suburb of Stockton, which is out that direction a bit. It's even further out, real central California there. Well, a lot of people live out there. There's plenty to do. Sacramento is pretty big to see. In fact, we should fly Sacramento sometime. I haven't really flown over Sacramento. Boy, I'm the lead in 2 marbles races at the same time. And I'm not going to win either one of them. But it's kind of funny to see me in 2 different races. And I'm winning both of them. Hey, you can race in 2 marbles races at the same time. You won't get timed out. 3? You will get timed out. Okay, I'm only leading in 1 race. Hopefully I'll get a world record. Doesn't look like it. And I did not. All right, we're going to land at Mountain House, and then we're going to do the second flight, which is going to be completely different. It's going to be in England in a bomber. Okay, that's fine. By the way, we're going to land there anyway. We do not need a runway. Just any kind of flat road or something like that. Let's see, now I'm leading in that one. Did not. I might get second place there. It's not bad. Did not even finish the one I was leading over here. I'm not getting second place there. Oh yeah, it didn't finish either one. That's the thing about marbles. You can lead the race like 80% of the way, and then just not finish. It happens all the time. It's just how they do the randomizations. Okay, finish that one. Marbles, don't do it. Keep your children away from it. It's like that game with 15 numbered balls is the devil's tool. I say you got trouble. I say you got trouble right here in River City. That's trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for marbles. Cool. Anyway, guys don't know the music, man. That's fine. What are they growing out here? Stuff. It's probably like fruit trees. Kumquats or something. But yeah, we're going to land. It's going to be a completely different... I'm going to try to cold start this bomber. I've never done that before. It's probably a mistake, but I mean, hey, that's kind of the immersion in the whole... part of the immersion in the game is trying to figure out how to cold start it. I mean, if I really can't figure it out, and there should be a checklist, we can always, start on the runway with the engines running. It's not a law, but I'd like to try cold starting it. I'm sure I've never done it before. Maybe we'll figure it out. And by the way, this is one of those cockpits with 80 billion switches. Everything's spread out all over the weird places. So it's not going to be the... Anyway, this is a mountain house. Okay, look, it's got to have a lot of houses. I don't see a lot of mountains, but that's just the name of it, okay? It's basically a planned subdivision. And the plan was, people will be able to commute, maybe not all the way to the Bay Area, but to Livermore or to Pleasanton to work, or Dublin, or San Ramon. A lot of people working there. All right, where are we going to land? Like maybe out here in one of these fields. All right, that's perfectly doable. We're going to come over here. Perfectly doable. We're going to land over in this field over here. I'm going to kind of come in around here. We're going to lose some altitude here. Okay, so for landing, the thing you want to do is carefully keep control of how low you let the rotor go. Because I really don't want it to get too far under 200. But if it stays high, it's very hard to get the plane on the ground. Going around, not in this tall grass area. Okay, now I want to get a little more power here. Okay, there we go. Not too much power. Land over the tall grass in this kind of brown area. I think this will be kind of flat over here. Like over here, maybe this side here. Oh, we can land on this little dirt area here. Oh, that looks kind of rutted. That'll be fine. It's got rocks on it. That'll be fine. Let's see, where do we want to land? This looks good here, right here somewhere. Some little plants here. Oops, this looks pretty flat. That was a bit of a bounce. Oof. Interesting. Okay. I like to land in the cornfields. All right, rotor brake on. Something's a little jerky. Rotor brake lever. Rotor brake on. That's perfect. We can shut off the engine. I'm gonna fly a different kind of vibe in a second here. You couldn't even get more different-y. Okay, engine's gonna shut down. That's the Rotax, Swiss-made Rotax, 4-cylinder, horizontally posed, turbocharged, I believe, engine. Beautiful, great. And you can see those rods in the back, the control rods. How that does that, and the radiator. Just the detailing is perfect. Like every little thing on this real-life gyrocopter is modeled just like you'd expect it, and works just like it is. I mean, I think I paid a little money for it, but it's so worth it. So worth it. All right, we're going to England. Actually, is this a screenshot opportunity? I don't know. Let me just see here real quick, because I like this kind of flowers, how they kind of match it. You can get a nice close up here and get the horizon too. And get the rotors in there too. All right, perfect. Ish. I mean, trying to get some drama to it. There's gonna be a whole nother flight. Here, it's gonna be okay. First of all, main menu. It's gonna be in England, because that's where this bomber operates. We're just gonna switch to the plane. Again, the reason why is because it's just been listed as updated for 2024. It's the bomber. Hold on, it's real distinctive looking. It's easy to find. It's this Just Flight Avro Vulcan B Mark II Olympus 200 series. I don't believe it comes in any wacky colors. Let's find out. Livery. I mean, they're not wacky, but they're, there's difference, but they're realistic ones, I believe. Different squadron indications. I don't really know. Let's just do the standard one then. They're all about the same. And where we would take off, typically, this would only operate in England. We're going to make it daytime, but for now, we're going to take off on, let's see, is there anything I recognize here as being a RAF base? There's a couple down here. What is this here? Leeds Castle. That's not big enough. Airstrip. What are these? Shattuck Air. No, we need something with a serious amount of runway for this, by the way. Viaduct. There's some stuff here I don't know if we've seen. There's a couple castles. No. No. Let's see. No. No. Boy, a lot of airstrips. We need at least 5,000 feet. Just checking out what all these things are. There must be something over on this side. That's a farm. All right, so this Dunsfold is indicated as long enough. All right, we're going to try to operate from here. I wonder if we can start from here, a ramp. And also, I'm going to change the time of day because it's nighttime there. And I prefer it to be daytime. And magically, it shall become daytime. All right, a little Diet Coke here. We're cold starting it, though. That should be a challenge, which I'm looking forward to. May or may not work. Give it a few minutes to, at least 10 minutes. This could be one. You'll see it's got a million switches. Well, I'm ready to fly, but I don't know. Well, I don't know if you're ready to fly, or I don't know if I'm ready to fly. It's ready to fly. Okay, it's got a lot of features like chocks and a system for loading, you know, for getting into the airplane. It's big. This is a big one. We're not going to be able to see it from down here. But you can do a little bit of walk around here. All right, let's get in the plane. All right, that's what it looks like from the outside. Here's the inside of the cockpit. Oh, hopefully it will load. There it comes, starting to load. Oof. Cockpit has not loaded. It's starting to load. There, hello? Parts of it are loading. Wow, that's a slow... I guess I have to preload this one if I want to run it, because that took a while to come in. All right, so this is working here. I mean, can at least get my... Yeah, I don't see it's not running. Well, maybe those don't run when the power is off. What does this say here? Okay, we can move this to here. I wonder, okay, let's see what it's got here. This is all new to me. So we can turn the pilots on and off. Change the bays. Okay, what's in the settings? Altimeters. Realistic auto shoot. Pilot callouts. Good, interesting. Configuration. Oh my god. There's a lot of stuff here. Presets. Total weight. What's this? TACAN. Power. Okay, and then ready for takeoff, ready for start, cold and dark. Let's go to ready for start.
Ready for start selected.
I think that's going to effectively stay a lot of time. We still have the engines off, but I believe that I should now have, right? Maybe not. I'm not showing the throttles operating yet. I wonder if that's a feature, right? Can I do these? Yeah, I think they're locked. All right. So the start procedure involves, again, there's a lot of more buttons. There's a visor. I think the engine start area is, oh, I don't even know. Let's just get used to this. What does this say down here? Push and release to start engines. So these on the left. Oh, you can't see me, it's in my head. Okay, so these 4 buttons here. This is all, let's see, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's under here. But these red little buttons say push and release to start engines. We're going to try it. Push. I hear something. If we look outside here, engine number 1 is already at 1%. And that red light is on, indicating it is in the start phase. What else do we have here? COM 1. Let's see, combination controls. What's this here? Safety pins. Abandon aircraft. I don't want to do that. These, is it staying up? Yeah, it's not. Interesting. Okay, maybe I did not turn on the fuel pumps. That's a typical thing here. What's under here? Oh gosh, nothing has labels. Let's see, receiver. These are typically fuel pumps, right? But they're on. Cross feed, right? They're on. Everything is on. Transfer pumps. What about here? Bombay. Okay, we don't need that. Console. Lots of stuff going on here. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to figure out how to start it. What's under here? That's flaps, I think. Oh, JPT limiter. What's in here? Takeoff, cruise. Interesting. A lot. Boy, they really changed a lot on the system since last I tried it. What's under here? Rudder trim. Okay. Fuel systems. Up, down. What's up here? Bomb stuff. Control surfaces feedback. Wow. This is, as you guys have seen, this is one of those things with a lot of buttons. Alright, and then down here, what's in here? It's a button that doesn't not labeled. Yeah, I think there's too many unlabeled buttons, unfortunately. Because, yeah, it's not going to let me light the engines. I mean, I could do all these all day. And they're not going to stay on. Because either I don't have the fuel on, it shows fuel, but what I'm not able to do is operate the, let's see, flaps working. Nothing is really working that I would expect to. What are these? Oh, these. I think I need these. It's the fuel cocks. This, I believe, is where we have to open these, right? Because this is definitely... But do these have to be... Are these pressure just open like that? There's 4 of them. Oops. For the engines. Let's try now. I wonder if that'll start them up. Let's try now. You can do all 4 at the same time, I think. Let's see if it'll... But the point is, I'm not getting control of my throttle. Also, I've got wings up there, or air brakes up. Let's see if it's going to start. Yeah, it doesn't. It shuts down again. But again, I can't... Maybe you have to unlock these somehow. Because they don't want to move. Interesting stuff. Alright, let's... I know this is probably going to be frustrating, but once I learn these things, it's pretty easy. But until we do, we're going to see if there's a checklist. Checklist... Okay, engine starting. Clearance just started chain. Throttles. I can't adjust the throttles because for some reason they don't seem to be attached to my what I'm expecting. Let me just check that. That's kind of weird. Did I turn those off accidentally? Let's see. Throttle. It was working on my other thing. Throttle quadrant. Search by input. Yeah, throttle axis is set. And there's no overrides. That should work. So, yeah, something else is going on there. Right. Unless there's something on this internal checks. Oh, battery. I bet my battery wasn't on. Battery. No, that was on. Check 24-volt. Now we had the battery on. External 24 is on. Alternators. Let's try the alternators on. Ooh, that might be something. All right, now we can try starting it. Who knows? This could work. But see, I'm still not getting the ability to operate the throttle lever, so. Normal. Main warning lights. Bombay. Yeah, it's not starting. The air brake switch, where is that? Yeah, something related to the power supply, I think, here. Checking to see if I turn stuff on. Would it change anything? I'm having fun, by the way. I know this is kind of tedious. The flying part is kind of the boring part for me. This is kind of the interesting part. Okay, is that supply? What else is on here? Master switch is on, right? Master switch is on. Start button press. What does that mean? AAP start. Okay, the AAP is starting. Okay, it's got an auxiliary power system. Cool. Now maybe I can start it. If not, if that doesn't work, I'm going to see if I'm just going to use the thing here. We will get in the air shortly, I promise. Boy, there's a lot. Altimeter reset. This normally takes, yeah, the LP fuel cogs. And those are up here, right? Yeah, it's not gonna. Wow, a lot of stuff to do. I might figure this out someday, but not today. All right, so what we're gonna do is go to our little thing here, and we're gonna go to ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff, select.
I just want to see now that seems to work. Can I? Yeah, now I can adjust these controls with my thing. That was definitely not an issue. But are the engines starting? Yeah, okay, the engines are starting in sequence now. All right, we're going to fly around. Oops. We're going to fly around. Okay, now the flaps work. I mean, the hydraulic systems weren't working, so I can understand kind of why certain things weren't operational, but wow, there's a lot of switches to figure out. And probably some stuff up there that I didn't turn on. I think there's an electrical panel somewhere else. I want to look around the cockpit a bit. So we're going to do free look here, right? Okay, yeah, now I can free look around the cockpit and go here. I think we can go back in here. Can we go back in here? Maybe not. And there's this. Can we go here? No. So that's kind of look like it's from there. All right, cool looking. All right, turn the radio on. Let's fly around. We're gonna hit east. Where's the way out? Where's that one? Big 4-engine bomber. It's capable, I believe, of supersonic travel. Maybe we'll try it. But I'm sure you have to be at high altitude. I don't think it has afterburners. Where is the runway? I think it's down that side. We are a big thing. We really need this full runway. We're going to be kind of having to travel over the ground here. And it's fine. It's a little rough. We're fine. It's you know, it's not, this is not a maneuverable plane. But at least we're on the runway now. It takes a while to move around. It's like a 737 or 747 really even, in terms of how ponderous it is. But hey, it's different. It's a lot different than the gyro. That's for sure. And that's what we're looking for some variety. I haven't flown this bomber for a long time. I think the cold starting, I kind of knew that was going to be an iffy procedure. All the way out here. Power. Looks like we're going slow. We're actually going pretty fast. And these brakes are not that good. Just doesn't want to steer that quickly. Got the nose all the way turned over there. Oh, we're doing it. All right, so flaps to 1/3. We're announcing takeoff. We're gonna hit east. That direction. Oh, do I have my my wing brakes out? I gotta figure out how to get those in. Does this work? Yes. Okay. So those brakes. Oh no, that's out. Okay, looking at the wing. There they go. Okay, so those at the top of the wing, those are air brakes. You don't want those off when you're trying to take off. You want them up. Oh, everything's packed in. Flaps to there. Okay, all right. They come out with the flaps. They're part of the flaps. Okay. All right, and we're ready to take off. Full power.
Power checked.
Power checked. That's some new stuff in here. We don't need this.
60 checked.
What's our speed? Takes a while to get speed.
110. 130. 140. Decision. Rotate.
Nice. I love the cockpit. I like the
Undercarriage up.
the carriage up, flaps up. Undercarriage coming up. Undercarriage, gear, whatever. Landing gear. There it is. Tucked in there. Not dramatic, but kind of cool. All right, reduce power. Man, what a huge wing too. Just a giant thing. Super thick. This is very, very iconic, but this is not a small plane. It's a big one. And it's got this cool kind of stick yoke thing. There's a yoke with a stick on it. That's very unusual. Usually, if it's a stick, it's kind of just stuck on the side. It's a side stick. This is a yoke stick. It's like, oof, interesting. Completely unique for almost any kind of plane to have a yoke, have a stick that's on the end of a yoke like that. It goes in. You see how it operates. Instead of doing this and push forward, you go this and push forward. It's for one-handed flying, but and it makes more sense. But it just doesn't. I've just never seen this on any other plane. All right, we're gonna have this here. Yeah, it's a complicated system here. What are all these things in? All these little things here. What is this, by the way? Okay, why is my engine going to nothing? Right, why did my engine just turn off? My engine's just turned off. I turned the thing down a little bit and they turned off. I need engines, please. What the heck is that about? Well, I've got to figure out this one. Boy, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. It's going to put me back in the air. It's not going to put me back in the air. Oh, jeez. We're going to restart, except on the runway warm, because I have a feeling there was an engine issue there. Okay, where were we? Were we here? Yes. Start. Wait, make it daytime. I turned the throttles down and the engine's shut down. Not right, but I have a feeling that's a bug. Okay, we'll start the runway. Flaps down. Full power. The engine's going up. They're going up. Let's move forward.
Power checked.
I wonder if the if there's
60, check.
Oh, also right. Yeah, you don't want those open during that. Yeah, no, it's not. There's no flaps on the plane. You got to remember the flaps are the braking system. Not. There's no flaps. All right. Oh, let's fly.
Undercarriage up.
Carriage coming up. So the lights coming up. So basically, what happens? I reduce the throttle. Reduce it too much, you'll stall the engines. I'm not really sure what's going on. All right, we're taking off the wrong direction. So big ass plane.
Speed.
Too fast.
Speed.
Too slow. Too slow. So yeah, I have.
Speed.
In what sense, sir?
Speed.
East. Beautiful plane though. I mean, it is gorge. It is the gorge.
Speed.
We're going plenty fast. What are you talking about? That's full power. Yeah, so if I turn the throttles down a little too much, seems to stall or turn off. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna have to. The first time I'm flying this one, in a long time. First time I'm flying this plane in a long time. And the first time I'm sure in 2024. And you can see a very complex system. It's kind of one of those that's designed in the 50s, so it's all analog. Cranley. It's all analog systems. It's all analog controls. There's nothing digital. Anything designed in the 70s and later has been updated to have digital panels. This is not a current level bomber. We're gonna let these in here. Then there's an autopilot, because there's no autopilot, or at least there's no there is an autopilot, but it's not very useful. So there's a EFB based autopilot system. It's a really detailed cockpit that you just have to assume is based on the real examination of the real thing. There's a friction lever. I wonder if the friction lever has to be operated before you can move the controls. It might be something interesting like that. I'm going to be playing with this off stream for a couple, where I can sit for a couple hours and just relax and just kind of mess with all the controls and see what they all do on the ground. But yeah, there's a lot of important stuff over here on this panel down there. Oh right, where's the electrical panel? Electrical panel is like way over somewhere else, right? Somewhere else entirely. What's over here? Those are lights. ADF. Right column, left column. This stuff is map lights. What's here? Seat pins. Okay. What's this thing here? Does it say? Does it say? Bunch of stuff here. I'm just checking these out. That's a gap right there. What's over here? Gatwick is kind of south of London, right? So London's kind of up that way. There. That way. It's a ways. No, actually, it might not. I may not have any idea where Gatwick is. I don't know that much about England. But it is beautiful. We can get a lot lower. I can only reduce the engine power to a certain level. I think like 60% before they shut off. Nice little town here. I just have a feeling if we go long enough, we'll see a castle or something, but I don't know. We'll find out. Give me a second here. Yeah, as well. It's a nice quiet day on the stream. I like it. It's like a golf course. It's a nice one. It's trees. Golf course. Nice one. Corley. Somebody's over there. Gatwick. Beautiful. Beautiful plane. Yeah, so now I'm starting to remember what the flaps controls do, which they don't do any on the flaps. They operate kind of brakes that are used when you want to land. Well, let's fly around a bit. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge to figure out these kind of fuel cocks here, how to open and close these. Actually, that's probably the right position. Just a lot of these weird little controls here. Gonna have to figure out, right? That's jettison. I don't know what these are. A barometer. Okay. Indicators. White flood. Is there an actual light that I can turn on and off? Just trying to see from white flood. See the lights. But they might be on the landing gear. East Grinstead. Fine. Well, where's West Grinstead? East. Coming in low. Low and fast. I'm not even turn the windshield wiper down. There's a visor. Nice. Making a fast pass with the Avro bomber. Alright, well, I'm already trying to think about where I want to land. After all, we're more than an hour in. Doing a little flying here and there. The Avro is, again, a new... it's an update for the 2024, so this is the first time I'm taking it out. Landing should be kind of hard. It's definitely like landing a big plane. Let's see if we can find something that's got like a decent amount of runway to it in the area. See what other planes are landing. We're all heading up this way. There's one up north. That can handle it. Let's go up this one here. How far is that? It's only like 8 miles. We're going to go to EGKB and land there. Oops. Should be flying plan. Try to start the engine. Oh, the engine stopped. Right. Oh, they're going to restart. Nice. Trim is completely random. It's got some bugs still. After you crash, the trim is set to like a completely untenable situation, and not 0. Thank you. Warning me that I'm too slow, but we're fine. Alright, we want to head north. Alright, we're going to land. I'm just going to find a nice runway here. This time I'm going to try to fly the plane a little better. It's definitely easier from in here, but you can see you can definitely get into a bad situation pretty easily if you're not monitoring things. It's just not something you want to make a sharp left turn on. Engines are running. That's always good. We're going to need them on. We've got Crockham Hill Airfield. We're going to land here at EGKB. It definitely is a long enough runway. We want to make sure we're lined up, so we're going to head up to this navigation point here. We're way too heavy for landing, though. Cannot land it this way. I just figured that out. But we can change that. Yeah, we want to be at about there. Much lighter for landing. Correct. Less power here. Go. Some low, we're still too high. Airport's not too far away. That's right there. Actually, no, it's further over there. Oh, why not a second? Alright, less of these. Start to put out some of those flaps to slow things down here. I think even deer. But keep the definitely want to keep the engines going. So a lot of throttle. Those big wings down there. Plane won't go. Oh yeah, one right there. We'll turn. Landing runway here at Bilbo Baggins Hill. Something apparently this is the Shire. I wonder if Biggin Hill is the inspiration for Baggins. I don't know. Probably not. Okay, now we want the flaps there. The flaps are those not flaps, are those things on the top of the wing that are providing resist extra drag, which we need to slow down. 162 is about good. 155 is even better. Actually, yeah, we want this in the middle position. Well, I guess there's only two positions. All right, we'll do that position. Oops. There we are. Okay, we're sort of lined up, coming in fast and hot. Yeah, it'll be fine. Better do this from out here. We don't need this anymore. So now we got a good line up there. Gonna come in nice and low this little ridge here. Looks like we're trimming those trees because we kind of want to go on. Whoops. Perfect landing. Perfect landing. Now we got to brake hard because these brakes don't do nothing. And I don't believe those reverse thrusters, right? Wow, just got super framing. Oof, I've seen this before. Why did that happen so it does happen sometimes. It's framing even on the on my stream. Yeah, we're not going to even speed up. We're not going to have our brakes on. It's kind of hard to tell because it froze up on me. Don't worry about it. I don't know why it does that sometimes. But yeah, I'm not getting brakes either. You see I'm braking full. It's not braking anything. All right, we're moving on from this. That was stupid. But, you know, it's a game. That plane is busted for a couple of reasons. But one of the issue is my system. I need a better graphics too. Certain planes require so many resources just to model the plane that trying to do something else like model the ground near, you know, when you're near the ground causes it to. So if I were in a different, simpler airplane and I did that same maneuver, it wouldn't have gotten framey at all. But the SST will do it, and some of my bigger, more complicated jets do the exact same thing. I was hoping they would have fixed that for SU3 so that it doesn't just basically die on you. But no, there's nothing you can do. If I look here on my thing, I assume GPU memory is, well, now it's not, but it was full, I'm sure. Alrighty, that's what happens when it gets super framey like that. Your GPU memory, I got 12 gig. I need 24 gig, but I'm saving up. Not till next year will I be able to get a new video card because I'm saving up. I put it that way. They're expensive. This one, you know, I get about 3 years out of a video card, and this one's this is a 4070 Ti. It's kind of near the end of its lifetime. So there will be an upgrade, and hopefully it will help prevent that kind of situation where things get so framey. It usually happens right at the end. So, but it could theoretically happen. It has happened to a point where I'm like, yeah, I got to restart my game, which is a pain in the ass. All right, so what are we going to do here, though? There's plenty of stuff to do. We got a lot of streaming to do today. But I'm temporarily moving over to the just chatting category. Let's see, am I in just category? Give me my face here. We're going to quit to desktop there. Yeah, we're probably not going to fly that Avro again. I mean, it's a fun challenge, but it's messed up. There was a couple of issues I had just trying to do the basics, and it's, of course, starting it up. I don't even know for sure if it's even possible. It might be, but I mean, I'm sure it is possible. Well, you know what I'm saying. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is play some of the big brain games. These are something I like to do on a daily basis. So it's the Quirtle, the Arcturo, the Revealed, blah, blah, blah. Just get down with it here. We're gonna get started here. And then after that, I'm going to take a short, I'll run my mid-roll, and it will magically turn into Platypus. It will magically turn into Ken's Piano Lounge. Dang, Crumb. Noisy Plate, Crumb are my starting words for any of these 5-letter word games. Let's see. That could be... It could be chart, but it could also be tracked. Oh, no, it can't be tracked. Let's do chart. Yeah, I think it has to be chart. Couldn't be tracked. Okay. And then H was useful. Let's see. Upper right one could be fryer or dryer. A couple things at upper left. Let's see. Lower right, it could be flesh, right? That's a good guess, at least. Lower left here, we got all the words. Oh, is it human? Letters. Human. That fits. And now, let's see. It can't be fryer, but it could be dryer, right? All right, that's the first of the big brain games down. The next of the big brain games is the Revealed. It's a game I've been playing for a while. Let's just get into it. There's a clue. This is arts and culture. It's a 3-letter word and a 8-letter word. So something, and then you get this heavily redacted document. We can reveal some of these dark ones, but we got to try to figure out what it is with the minimum number of reveals and hints. Okay, so the thing that we're looking for, arts and culture, was a blank blank that was extremely blank in the blank, although their blank was diverse. They came to be blank, especially for their blank on the development of blank. The blank were blank on blank, blank on blank, blank on blank, and blank on blank. Blank blank, their first blank in September blank under the name The Blank. A blank of the legendary blank, the blank, which was the final. I think it's a band. What did they say? The New Yardbirds, which is, it's not the Beatles. It's the somebody. The New Yardbirds was... Yeah, I might have to cheat on this one a little bit. I always do this. Yeah, okay, wasn't the something. I knew this once I saw it. All right, we're moving on. This game is a little easy to... It's tempting, let me put it this way, to kind of do a little research. So it makes it hard to really compare it to other things, but that's fine. We did fine. All right, the trivia quiz, though. Guess what? The Sunday quiz is the hardest of the 7 quizzes. It's a 9-question timed multiple choice trivia quiz, but they saved the hard ones for Sunday, and today's Sunday. So let's dive into it. Once I hit this play button, the timer starts. I got to get them fast and right, but it's not going to happen. Pistachio? Boy, none of that total guess, let me put it that way. Oh, that was a hard one. Is it Stewart? I think Letterman was too. But Stewart is very vocal about that one. Well, by Kleiner hit in the kitchen, exhausted by the boisterous crowd of 8-year-olds. Okay. Easy. The vocabs are usually pretty easy. But we're already screwed. All right, let's not be on a tilt here. Yeah, last of us is what organism? They're fungus, of course. Falstaff, of course. Oh, I almost guessed the right thing. Man, that was a total guess. Oof. That one's pretty easy. But, oof. Well, I should have got that one. I don't know, actually. Come to think of it. All right, well, we crossed the tightrope. We did do well. But this is the hardest one, so I'm happy to cross it, actually. But the hardest one of the week. So tomorrow's will be the easier questions. We get a difficulty bonus, but since we got 2 wrong, we're not going to get a good score. Good score is over 2,000, so... Even though it's tightrope boss, no, that's a loss. All right, we got 2 more big brain games. In this case, they are medium-sized brain games, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. 2 more big brain games, and that's these Octurtles, where we solve 8 words at the same time. 5-letter words using the same set of clues. Let's see, what's this one here? This one here is scary on the lower left here. Let's see what else we got here. We got... Pleat. Lower right. We got QT lower right. We got, let's see. This is the warm-up one. The hard one is the rescue, which we'll do after this one here. This one's going to be harder. But I'm going to just guess drift. Since it'll give us 2 useful letters. Okay, the D's useful too. Let's see. This one here. Okay, the I is somewhere. I think it's 6th. S-I-X-T-H. All right. Because it couldn't have been too many things. Next one here is depot on the right here. Okay. And then we got 2 more left. The top ones here. So upper left has to be heart. And upper right, the hardest, of course, the last one. It's, let's see, A-C. It could be whack, W-H-A-C-K. And it was. All right, now we're going to do the hard one. The hard one is the rescue. It's just harder because I don't get to use my 3 starting words. It chooses 4 random starting words for you. Yeah, that's the way it is. It's every time. So we got 4 random starting words and 8 random words that we got to decide. We got to figure out what they are. Let's see. This one here on lower left, I think it's lower left is going to be proxy, P-R-O-X-Y, but I don't want to guess that correct rest because O is available and Y is available. X, it could be other things, though. I want to wait. I bet it is proxy. Let's see. We have 2 E's here and an R. Some of these have got to be easy. All right. Ends in A. And has a B. Oh, it could be Adobe or abode. Oof. Hate that. And we got here. How you doing, by the way? Possible Banovator. Okay, what's the next one here? Okay, something P something I-E-R. It's got to be plier, P-L-I-E-R, right? I mean, there's not anything else it could be. Good, and that L was real important. The L gives us some important clues. Where else? The L is, oh, way down here. Right, so it wasn't proxy because there's an L in it. But it could be prowl. Let's just prowl. I'm glad I didn't do proxy. It was prowl. And the W was useful. Oh, the W was useful here anyway. So it could be, it can't be fewer. The R isn't there. It could be renew. Let's try renew. I bet it's not. It was. All right. You know, that's why I guessed it. This one still could be a million things. Could be great. Could be grave. Great or grave. Could be a bunch of things. Let's see this one here. This one, again, yeah, still could be abode or adobe. We don't have any additional information here, though. This one here, though, could this, okay, it's RU and then something AL. So it could be rural, but it could be anything else. No, it's got to be rural. So that's a buy-in there. That's free. That one's free. Does it tell us anything here? No, it still could be abode or adobe. Over here, we know it's, oh no, nothing else there. All right, what else is a possible one where we can actually guess here? RE, and then there's a B and a U. Interesting. What could that one be? I bet we can figure this one out. There's a U and a B. Rebuy? Is that a word? I don't think it is. It wasn't. But I wanted to use that Y. We could be okay. Was there an... There was no... It's not rebus. It's rebut. Okay. All right. That's fine. We might be okay. We needed that T anyway. We might be okay. We have 3 words and 3 guesses left. It's possible, but we got to be real careful here. This could be... Okay, no, there's no H. So... And there's an O. And a T. So, O-R-T-E. F-O-R-T-E, like forte. Let's just guess it. Whew. Wow, that was lucky. Not lucky, but we're moving forward. We still don't know if it's going to be Adobe or Abode, which are both in the dictionary. That's going to suck. We'll have a 50-50. And this one's still also hard. Because, it couldn't be great because we eliminated the T. So it's not a T, but we still could be grave, right? Let's just guess grave. It was grave. And now we have 1 left and 1 guess. But you see, it could be Adobe or Abode. Let's just go Adobe. It's a 50-50. So close. It was Abode. I'm mad. I'm mad now. I'm tilted. The thing is, it's going to be Ken's Piano Lounge pretty soon. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to play piano. I'll feel better after playing piano for an hour. So let's get ready for that. It was a 50-50. But, you know, I really enjoy winning the rescue because I only do it about 60% roughly of the time. Because it's a hard one. That's why I like it. It's a challenge. You try that one at home. It's not easy. All right, let's see. Where are we? All right, I'm going to run my mid-roll. We're going to go into the music category. I'm looking forward to playing the piano, dragging it over here, keeping my fingers all limber in the piano department. Let's see. I am in the music category, but it will take me a few minutes to set up my whole musical system, so we're going to run the mid-roll between now and then. No microphone. Check one. Mo's just meowing off. Mo, what do you have to say for yourself? He's like, meow, meow, meow. I don't know what he wants either. All right, let me get it set up here. You can kind of see my piano. I get a little overhead view there where I like it. A little more like that, I think. There we go. We're going to do a warm up here. Make sure my positioning is good. Play the same thing for my warm up every time, which I wrote. Hi, Hobie Gal. By the way, I saw your comment. Yeah, still North Dakota. Yeah, you were during my interim there. Welcome to the Ken's Piano Lounge. I got a little Diet Coke left here. It's getting kind of bright, but I'll be playing for almost an hour, probably just doing my little set list here that I've got written down here, the old lounge act sound list. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the pictures from when you're traveling through. I guess you were in South Dakota, now you're in North Dakota. That part of the country is big. I mean, it just goes on forever. The plains, and then you're going to hit Canada shortly. It's going to be fun, though. I'm looking forward to seeing some pictures. I'm glad we kind of did get finally a chance to fly over the right part of the world. Today's flight was also pretty chaotic and weird, but that's how it is, you know. I mean, trying new things, different things doesn't always go quite the way I want it to, but it's fine. We'll have more chances to do that tomorrow. Anyway, welcome to the Ken's Piano Lounge. It basically means that I just can sit down in front of a piano. Hopefully, I have this little piece of paper with me so I know what songs I have memorized. But other than that, I don't have any notes or words or music in front of me. It'll say something like, say a little prayer. Wait a minute, let me get my piano in the right position here. You know, that's better. Natalie Cole version. I bet. Definitely a little bit too far to the left. There we go. All right, better. There we go. Just gotta get my piano so it's right where I like it. All right, next song is Breaking Us Into Joe Jackson. get yourself like an adult beverage if you need to, or maybe just a Diet Coke. Got like cat activity going on down here. Wild cat. Little flash dance there next to a classic song. Grow for You, Penny Mile.
Diet Coke song is we'll just do Just One Victory from Todd Rundgren. Goes like this. little cliche, not the whole song. Anyway, most of it though. Next one I want to do. Let's see, a little Billy Joel. Little Billy Joel for you there. Excuse me. Hmm. That always helps. There we go. Steely Dan. I'll play this in a while. A little Josie. Let's do that. And of course, we have a cat attack. Wild animal attack. Go, listen. There's Kitty right there. Kitty wants to play the piano. All right, you play the piano, Mo. It's time for Kitty to play the piano. He's been doing this last couple of music streams. He's been, he's about to turn off the piano too. And that could be a problem. For me, but not for you. You don't care. Very nice, Mo. That's one of your better stomps across the keyboard. You know, if he wants to do it, there's really nothing I can do to prevent him from doing it. I mean, he's large and in charge. He's the cat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Mo, that's enough. That's enough. He's fine. All right, next song. It's called Misty. The cat does not know how to play it. I kind of do. Never played it as slow as I was supposed to. It sounds like it's a slow song. All right. Can You Read My Mind? From Superman the Movie by John Williams. Sheryl Crow for you there. Let's see, what's the next one? Oh, it's a little song from 1935 called Walking Your Baby Back Home. This song is based on James Taylor's cover. 80 billion people covered this song. here. Okay, next song. Couple more songs here. Getting to where well over the 2-hour mark for the stream, which is kind of where I start to go. But I got a few songs I want to play, like Up and Away. Got to do that every time. To get the right key here. Up and Away, the fifth dimension. Kind of go like this. Yeah, I forgot I didn't do Drops of Jupiter by Train. Friday. Little drops to Jupiter by train. That's going to end it for the day. Had a great time. Tomorrow is more. Oops. Messing with my camera before I change my camera. Oops. Tomorrow is more streaming. When Monday's a regular, it'll be a shorter stream because I'll be taking a little break from work. I'll be working from home, but I'll work in the morning, and then I'll take a break off at 11:30 to 1 or so, about an hour and a half, to do my regular flying around. Hopefully, in a plane that is less fidgety than that Avro Vulcan. I'm not going to get time, I don't think, between now and tomorrow to really kind of practice how I want to fly that plane and kind of get the skills going needed to fly that bomber, the Vulcan, successfully. It was like cold started. I didn't even get close to cold starting it. I mean, there was a whole bunch of switches I don't think I figured out. But you know, I might go, and that checklist has got 750 things to check off. You know, most of which are unlabeled switches. It's fun. I like it. That's what we call fun in the Flight Simulator game. I got a little bit of Diet Coke left, but I am have to say goodbye to everyone here. It's been a great time, and again, tomorrow 11:30 a.m. we'll be flying around. There'll be the big brain games, and it'll be guitar day. I'll be picking a guitar that's probably not the Slash one from yesterday. One of my other 15 or so guitars, maybe a Paul Reed Smith, who knows, maybe a Gibson, maybe a Fender. Yeah, I don't know. You never know. Maybe my Schecter. Ooh, I got a Schecter. Right. The final thing I do before I head out is the following. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Bye, everybody. See you next time.